Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that every dream you ever wanted is still waiting for you. But the only thing standing in the way is the time you spent watching, comparing, and worrying about everyone else. What if today, right now, you decided to stop giving your energy to the world outside and start investing it in the only person who can truly change your life, you? Your real competition is yourself, not others. Every day you wake up with a choice to invest your energy into comparing your life with the world outside, or to invest that same energy into building the life you truly desire. Too often, people waste their power by measuring their worth against someone else's journey. They look at the achievements of others and allow envy, doubt, or insecurity to settle in their minds. But the truth is, the person you see in the mirror is the only competitor you will ever truly face. Life is not a race where you chase after the footsteps of others. It is a journey where the goal is to outgrow the version of yourself that existed yesterday. When you shift your perspective from competing with others to competing with yourself, something extraordinary happens. Your energy stops scattering toward unimportant comparisons, and it channels into your own growth. You begin to realize that the man or woman you want to become is built step by step, habit by habit, and choice by choice. Every day presents a new opportunity to challenge yourself. Can you push yourself a little further than you did yesterday? Can you replace a bad habit with a good one? Can you take one more step toward the vision of life you hold in your heart? These questions are far more valuable than asking whether you are doing better than someone else, because someone else's journey will never determine your success. The danger of focusing on others is that it blinds you to your own progress. You may be improving, learning, and growing, but as long as you measure yourself against someone else's highlight reel, you will feel like you are losing a race that does not even exist. The only race that matters is the one you run against yourself. It is a daily contest of discipline, effort, and commitment. The moment you embrace this truth, you stop feeling threatened by the success of others. Instead, you begin to draw inspiration from it, because you understand that their victories do not take away from yours. Your path is yours alone, and no one can walk it for you. When your focus turns inward, your growth accelerates. You stop wasting mental space on envy or self-pity and start using that energy to sharpen your skills, strengthen your mindset, and build the habits that lead to mastery. You realize that the greatest fulfillment comes not from defeating someone else, but from witnessing your own evolution. Each time you overcome fear, break through a limitation, or rise after a failure, you are winning the only competition that matters. Your past self becomes the opponent, and every victory over old excuses, old fears, and old weaknesses brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. Time spent comparing yourself to others is wasted energy. Every moment you spend watching someone else's life, scrolling through their achievements, or silently measuring your worth against theirs is a moment stolen from your own progress. Comparison is a silent thief. It robs you of focus, drains your motivation, and leaves you chasing illusions instead of building your reality. The energy that could have gone into learning, improving, or creating is instead consumed by thoughts of what someone else has or what you think you lack. Life does not reward the person who watches the most closely. It rewards the person who acts with the most consistency and determination. The habit of comparison grows quietly and often without notice. A simple glance at what someone else has accomplished can trigger a wave of self-doubt. Suddenly, your own achievements feel small, your pace feels slow, and your dreams feel out of reach. But what you fail to see is that every person you compare yourself to is living a life you do not fully understand. Their journey, their struggles, and their sacrifices are invisible to you. What you see is only the result, the surface, the highlight of their story. Judging yourself against that is like comparing the first chapter of your book to someone else's final page. It is unfair to your growth and unworthy of your time. Energy is one of your most precious resources. The more you divide it between envy, self-criticism, and distraction, the less you have left to pursue your own goals. Imagine what would happen if every ounce of energy spent comparing yourself to others was redirected into developing your skills, improving your mindset, and working toward your dream. The hours you spend watching others could be the hours that transform your life. Instead of scrolling through the lives of others, you could be writing a new chapter of your own. The truth is that comparison will always keep you behind, because it forces you to run someone else's race. When you measure yourself against others, you let them set the pace, the standard, and the direction of your life. But your path is unique. Your dreams require a different set of steps, and your timing will never be identical to anyone else's. The day you stop comparing is the day you reclaim your power. You free yourself from the pressure of unrealistic standards and gain the ability to focus on what truly matters: your growth, your effort, and your journey. When you invest your time and energy into your own development instead of comparisons, you begin to see real results. Your confidence grows not from trying to outshine someone else, but from knowing that you are giving everything you can to become the best version of yourself. And as this habit strengthens, comparison loses its grip on you. You realize that no one else's success diminishes your potential, and no one else's timeline defines your future. All that truly matters is the energy you put into building the life you want. Success comes from focusing on your own growth and goals. Every individual is born with unique talents, dreams, and potential, yet most people spend their lives chasing distractions that have nothing to do with their purpose. Real progress begins the moment you decide that your energy, time, and attention belong to your own journey. When your focus is scattered across the opinions of others, the latest trends, or the endless noise of the world, your goals remain distant and unclear. But the moment you commit to your own growth with unwavering focus, doors begin to open that once seemed invisible. Growth does not happen by accident. It is the product of conscious effort, deliberate learning, and consistent action toward a meaningful target. Your goals act as a compass, guiding you toward the life you desire. Without clear goals, your days are easily consumed by distractions and other people's priorities. Focusing on your growth means setting a vision for who you want to become and what you want to achieve, then taking responsibility for every step that will lead you there. It is about asking yourself daily what actions will bring you closer to your goals and having the discipline to follow through, even when no one is watching. Success does not come from wishing, waiting, or comparing. It comes from turning your attention inward and doing the work that others often avoid. Personal growth is the foundation of lasting success. When you invest in improving your skills, strengthening your mindset, and expanding your knowledge, you create opportunities that cannot be taken away. External achievements can fade, but the person you become in the process of growth is permanent. This is why focusing on your development is far more valuable than chasing temporary recognition. A person who is committed to growth becomes resilient, adaptable, and capable of turning challenges into stepping stones. When setbacks come, and they always will, it is your personal growth that will allow you to rise again and keep moving forward. The path to success is built on small, consistent actions. Each day that you dedicate to your own improvement compounds over time into extraordinary results. It may not be visible immediately, but every page you read, every skill you practice, and every habit you master builds the foundation for the life you are striving to create. Focusing on your goals keeps you anchored when distractions try to pull you away. It reminds you why you started and what is at stake if you quit. When your energy is directed toward your own growth and goals, success becomes inevitable. You stop seeking validation from others because you are too busy building a life that fulfills you from within. The progress you make becomes your fuel, and the journey itself becomes your reward. By concentrating on becoming better each day and advancing steadily toward your vision, you create a momentum that no distraction, opinion, or obstacle can take away. Define a clear and burning desire for your life to stay focused. Without a strong and specific desire, your efforts scatter in too many directions, and life's distractions pull you away from what truly matters. People often drift aimlessly because they have never taken the time to identify exactly what they want. They follow trends, chase after what others have, or simply react to whatever comes their way. Yet they wonder why success feels distant. A clear and burning desire acts like a magnet, pulling you toward your goals and giving your life direction. When you know exactly what you want and why you want it, your focus sharpens, your energy becomes aligned, and your actions begin to carry purpose. A burning desire is more than a casual wish. It is a deep, unshakable determination to turn your vision into reality, no matter the obstacles. It is the kind of desire that keeps you awake at night, thinking about the life you want to build, and wakes you up in the morning with the energy to chase it. This inner fire separates those who achieve extraordinary things from those who settle for mediocrity. When challenges appear, as they always do, a faint wish will fade, but a burning desire will push you to persist. It becomes your inner engine, reminding you why quitting is never an option. Defining this desire requires self-reflection and honesty. You must ask yourself what truly fulfills you, not what impresses others or seems easy to achieve. Your desire must come from within, fueled by your values, passions, and vision for the future. Once identified, it must be written down, visualized, and revisited daily to strengthen its hold on your mind. The more clearly you see your desired life, the easier it becomes to reject distractions that do not serve your purpose. This clarity simplifies decision-making because every choice can be measured against one question. Does this bring me closer to my goal or pull me away from it? When a person is driven by a burning desire, ordinary obstacles become temporary inconveniences. Criticism, doubt, and setbacks lose their power because your focus is fixed on the destination ahead. Even small daily efforts become meaningful because they are tied to something bigger. Step by step, your life begins to align with your vision because desire fuels discipline and discipline fuels results. The people who achieve the most are not necessarily the most talented or the most fortunate. They are the ones whose desire burns so strongly that it leaves no room for excuses. Once that fire is ignited, focus becomes natural. You no longer waste time comparing yourself to others or hesitating out of fear, because your mind is locked on what you want and nothing else matters as much. Every moment, every action, every thought becomes a building block toward that life you envision, and your desire becomes the force that drives you to turn it into reality. A focused mind is powerful, while a scattered mind achieves nothing. Your thoughts are like rays of sunlight. When scattered, they are warm but harmless, yet when concentrated, they can ignite fire. The same is true for your mental energy. If your attention is constantly divided between distractions, other people's opinions, and endless noise, your potential remains untapped. But when you direct your mind toward a single purpose with complete concentration, you unlock a force that can overcome challenges, break through barriers, and create results that once seemed impossible. Distractions are everywhere, and they are designed to steal your focus. The world constantly competes for your attention with notifications, conversations, and temptations that pull you in 100 different directions. Each time you allow your mind to wander aimlessly, your progress slows. Success does not require a superhuman level of talent, but it does demand that you take control of your attention. The people who achieve great things are not always the smartest or the luckiest. They are the ones who have trained themselves to focus fully on what matters and to block out everything else. Focus is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without it, goals remain wishes, and plans remain unfinished. A focused mind gives you clarity, and clarity leads to effective action. It allows you to see the steps that others overlook and to maintain progress even when obstacles appear. With focus, you can accomplish in a few hours what a distracted mind cannot complete in days. Concentration turns effort into results because every ounce of your energy is moving in the same direction, instead of being wasted on scattered thoughts. Training your mind to focus requires discipline and intention. It means deciding which goals truly deserve your attention and saying no to everything that does not serve them. It requires creating an environment and routines that reduce distractions so your mind can operate at its full potential. The reward for this discipline is a level of productivity and growth that feels unstoppable. Once your mind is fully committed to a single aim, progress becomes inevitable because energy flows where attention goes, and a focused mind always moves toward success. Release jealousy and judgment to free your energy for self-improvement. When you allow envy to take root in your mind, it drains the energy that could be used to grow, create, and achieve. Jealousy keeps your focus on others rather than on your own journey, and judgment of other people's paths only distracts you from your own. Every moment spent resenting someone else's success is a moment stolen from building your own. Life does not reward the one who spends the most time observing and criticizing. It rewards the one who invests the time in learning and progressing. Jealousy often grows from the illusion that someone else's success somehow diminishes your own potential. You see their achievements, possessions, or recognition and believe that it makes you smaller. But success is not a limited resource. Someone else reaching the top does not close the door for you. If anything, it proves that the climb is possible. When you let go of envy, you can turn admiration into motivation. Instead of asking why they have what you want, ask what habits, efforts, and persistence brought them there, and then apply that energy to your own growth. Judging others is another trap that steals your progress. When you focus on pointing out someone else's flaws or criticizing their choices, you are not moving forward in your own life. Judgment creates a false sense of superiority that distracts you from your own weaknesses. Growth only happens when you turn that attention inward, acknowledge where you can improve, and take action to change. Every ounce of energy spent judging others is energy that could have been invested in mastering a skill, building discipline, or taking a step toward your goal. Freeing yourself from jealousy and judgment is like cutting chains that hold you back. Suddenly, your mind is lighter, your thoughts are clearer, and your energy is available for self-improvement. You begin to focus on learning, practicing, and creating rather than comparing, resenting, or criticizing. You start celebrating others' success because it no longer threatens you, it inspires you. The moment you shift your energy inward, growth accelerates. Your focus sharpens, your confidence builds, and your results begin to reflect the effort you have reclaimed from negative emotions. By releasing jealousy and judgment, you open the door to progress that was waiting for your full attention all along. Improve your skills, sharpen your mind, discipline your habits. Because the person who masters self-control and self-growth eventually masters everything else. The foundation of true success is built on the commitment to becoming better than you were yesterday. Skills are the tools that allow you to create opportunities, solve problems, and move closer to your goals. A sharp mind is the compass that helps you navigate challenges, make wise decisions, and stay clear of distractions. Disciplined habits are the engine that keeps you moving forward, even on the days when motivation is low. When these three elements, skill, mindset, and discipline, work together, they create unstoppable momentum. Improving your skills requires consistent effort and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. It means dedicating time to learning, practicing, and refining what you are capable of. Each new skill you develop becomes another tool in your arsenal, giving you an advantage that no one can take away. Whether it is mastering a professional ability, learning how to communicate better, or developing the perseverance to finish what you start, every skill adds another layer of strength to your journey. Skills compound over time, and the more you invest in them, the more valuable you become in every aspect of life. Sharpening your mind is just as essential as building skills. A strong mind is not only intelligent, but also resilient. Life will test you with stress, setbacks, and moments of doubt, and it is your mindset that determines whether you crumble or rise. Reading, thinking critically, and challenging your own ideas are ways to strengthen your mental abilities. A sharp mind sees opportunities where others see obstacles, and it adapts quickly to changes instead of getting stuck in fear or frustration. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your results, which is why a disciplined mind is a powerful asset in any pursuit. Habits are the bridge between potential and achievement. A single positive habit repeated daily can change the trajectory of your life. Discipline ensures that you do what is necessary, not just what is easy or convenient. Waking up early to work on your goals, committing time to practice your craft, or maintaining your health through consistent routines are the kinds of habits that lead to lasting success. Discipline transforms effort into results because it keeps you consistent long enough to see the rewards of your work. When you focus on building skills, sharpening your mind, and maintaining disciplined habits, you gain control over your own growth. You no longer wait for opportunities, you create them. You stop relying on luck and start relying on your own capability. The journey of self-improvement may require sacrifice, patience, and persistence, but it gives you a power that cannot be shaken by failure, competition, or circumstance. A person who commits to this path becomes the architect of their own future, because growth from within always leads to success on the outside. Ignore the whispers of doubt, the laughter of skeptics, and the noise of distraction. Life is filled with voices trying to pull you away from your path, and if you listen to all of them, you will lose sight of your own vision. Doubt often comes disguised as concern or logic, telling you that your dream is too big, too risky, or too unrealistic. Skeptics may laugh because they cannot see what you see, and distractions appear in countless forms, tempting you to waste your time and energy on things that bring no progress. If you allow these influences to control your thoughts, your focus will scatter, and your determination will weaken. Great achievements are rarely understood at the beginning. Most people cannot comprehend a vision they have never had themselves, so their opinions are limited by their own fears and experiences. When you decide to build a life beyond the ordinary, some will question you, some will doubt you, and some will even try to convince you to quit. Listening to them is a choice, and ignoring them is a form of power. Protecting your mind from negativity is essential because your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions create your results. Distractions are another form of silent sabotage. They may come as entertainment, unnecessary conversations, or endless scrolling through other people's lives. Every moment given to distraction is a moment stolen from your dream. Success demands focused energy, and that energy is limited. If you spend it on what does not matter, you will have nothing left for what truly does. Training yourself to ignore distractions is not about isolating from the world. It is about deciding that your goals are more important than temporary pleasures or the opinions of others. The ability to ignore doubt, skeptics, and distractions requires inner strength and clarity of purpose. When your vision is clear and your desire is strong, outside noise loses its power over you. Each step forward in silence, each hour spent in focused work, and each small victory builds a shield of confidence around your mind. Soon, the voices that once seemed loud become irrelevant because your progress speaks louder than their words. By refusing to let doubt or distraction dictate your actions, you give yourself the freedom to follow your path without hesitation, and this commitment is what turns dreams into reality. Measure progress by asking yourself, am I better than I was yesterday? Because true growth is not about sudden leaps, it is about consistent, steady improvement. Each day presents an opportunity to take one more step toward your vision, to develop a new habit, to strengthen your skills, or to overcome a small weakness. When you focus on becoming slightly better each day, those small victories compound into extraordinary results over time. Measuring yourself against yesterday keeps your attention on your own journey, rather than being distracted by others. It allows you to celebrate progress, no matter how small, and motivates you to continue moving forward. Self-measurement creates accountability. When you ask this question daily, you take ownership of your growth instead of waiting for external validation. It encourages honest reflection, making you aware of the areas where you improved and the areas that still need attention. This habit also builds discipline, because you begin to plan your days with purpose, knowing that every action will be measured against the goal of self-improvement. Progress then becomes a personal commitment rather than a competition with the world. By focusing on becoming better than you were yesterday, you eliminate the pressure of perfection. You do not have to transform overnight. You only need to ensure that each day leaves you stronger, wiser, or more capable than the last. Over weeks and months, these incremental changes add up to remarkable transformation. This approach keeps motivation alive because every day offers a chance to win a small victory. The consistent effort of improving yourself day by day becomes the bridge between where you are now and the life you want to create, and it ensures that your journey is always moving forward. Results will speak for themselves when you fully focus on your growth. The world often underestimates the power of quiet, consistent effort. People may doubt your abilities, question your decisions, or fail to notice the work you are putting in. But true achievement does not require immediate recognition. When you dedicate yourself to your vision with unwavering focus, progress begins to show in ways that cannot be ignored. Results are louder than explanations, arguments, or promises. They are the undeniable evidence that your commitment, discipline, and persistence are real. Focusing on your own growth means you stop chasing validation from others. Many people spend valuable time trying to convince the world of their potential, defending their dreams, or seeking approval for every step they take. But none of that creates success. What creates success is the quiet work done in the hours when no one is watching, the sacrifices made without applause, and the relentless effort applied to self-improvement. When you invest fully in yourself, the transformation becomes visible through the life you build, the skills you master, and the goals you achieve. Results have a way of silencing doubt and earning respect without you needing to demand it. They do not require you to argue with critics or respond to skepticism because visible growth is impossible to deny. When people see the outcome of your dedication, a healthier body, a successful career, a thriving business, or a life filled with purpose, they understand that your focus was never wasted. Even those who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge what your effort has created. The path to results is built on consistency and patience. At first, your efforts may feel invisible, and it may seem as though nothing is changing. But every day you pour energy into your growth, you plant seeds that will eventually bear fruit. Skills strengthen, opportunities arise, and progress compounds quietly until one day the change becomes undeniable. By that time, you will not need to explain what you have been working on because your achievements will reflect your commitment more clearly than words ever could. When you dedicate yourself to your own growth, you also free yourself from the emotional weight of comparison. You no longer worry about who is ahead or behind because you know that your results will come from your own effort, not from anyone else.